All right, guys, so we're going to be starting with this website, but I know it doesn't look e-commerce, and that's the very reason why. As you can see, these are all the pages that we have. Let's go back to the dashboard. All right, let's just go to the dashboard and check out all the pages. We have no e-commerce pages, no e-commerce functionality. We don't even have WooCommerce installed. So let's just get started. And you guys already know how to go ahead and install WooCommerce. That's not going to be something we're going to deal with. So we're just going to go ahead and install WooCommerce. All right, install. We are going to activate and we're going to begin the setup. Here's what we're going to be doing, guys. So we're going to spend a lot of time figuring out how to set up WooCommerce. And then towards the end of the tutorial, we're going to create products. And here's why we're doing it this way. Most tutorials on YouTube are focused on just, setting up an e-commerce website with WooCommerce and adding products. They don't really focus on the back end, the setup part. And so we're going to focus a lot on that. Then we're going to create products. After we've done that, we're going to look at some essential WooCommerce plugins that you might want to use for your online store. So WooCommerce is activated. It's going to go ahead and refresh because it hasn't appeared here. Now it's appeared. We're going to go to WooCommerce and settings. Notice we have a lot more tabs here. We have the products, we have payments, we have marketing, analytics, etc. And that's good. Under general, that's where you're going to put your store address and the country that it's in, etc. Where do you sell? Are you going to be selling to all countries? Are you going to be selling to a specific country? Or are you going to sell to all countries except a few? All right. So that's what you'll select here. I'll select all countries. Where do you ship to? You're going to ship to all countries you sell to. So, I can be in Jamaica as I currently am, and I can buy and ship to America, which is what we normally do, right? So buy and ship to America and then ship from America with a shipping company to Jamaica. So are you going to ship to all countries? Are you going to ship to the countries that you sell to? You're going to ship to specific countries, or you want to disable shipping and shipping calculations overall. We're going to leave ship to all countries for our example. And we're going to leave the default customer location to shop country or region. We're not going to geolocate because that requires a bit more setup. And the reason is because we're going to have to add the code. So it's like a key, API key, that allows the software to predict where you are based on, your IP address, etc. So we're not going to worry about geolocate, but it is something that you can go ahead and set up. We always enable taxes. All right. And you don't always. And here's the thing that we're going to have to learn in this tutorial. When you enable tax rates and calculation, there are two things that you have to be wary of. When you list a product for $100, if you enable taxes and so on, then it means that you can allow that when you get to the checkout page, taxes are added afterwards. And so you can add the taxes and it shows up. Or you can set it so that the prices are inclusive of tax, even though you enable tax rate and calculations. However, the thing that I will be wary of is that if you list a product for $100 and then when they go to checkout, they realize that it's going to cost them $110 because it's 10% tax, a lot of people will bounce. They won't check out because of that. So sometimes it's beneficial for the price that you list on the website for that to be the actual overall price, inclusive of tax. But we're going to be looking at taxes shortly. Remember, I am not your tax attorney, neither am I your accountant. You do want to get some professional advice on that. I'm just showing you how to set up WooCommerce. So we're going to enable tax rates and calculations, and we're going to enable the use of coupons. We are going to create a coupon code a little bit later, and we're going to calculate coupon discounts sequentially. It says that it allows you that, ensures that you apply the coupon codes one after the other instead of all together, which I figure is a good thing. All right. So we're going to save changes and leave everything as is in terms of the currency position, the thousand and decimal separator. In some countries, the thousand separator is the dot and the decimal separator is a comma. You can fix it or set it up according to what works best for you. And some of them, the currency position is on the right. All right, let me just go ahead and get my VPN out of the way. Let's take a look at the products tab. We're not going to save that specific change where we move the price tag to the price symbol, to the right. Here's the interesting thing. So for the shop page, we can change the shop page to the home page, and that's where all our products are going to be listed. It doesn't have to be the default shop page. You can create your custom shop page. We can do that in a future tutorial on how to create a custom WooCommerce shop page and so on. And you can use Elementor Pro for that. So subscribe if you want to learn more about that. We want to redirect to the cart after a successful addition. I don't normally use this feature, but you might find it useful depending on your use case. It simply means that whenever someone goes to your shop, they see your product, they add to cart, it's going to take them to the cart page immediately. All right. So it's going to be like automatically starting the checkout process. So you can do that if you want. I don't want to do that. I'm going to enable Ajax add to cart buttons and archive. Ajax is just how it's going to work, means it's not going to reload the entire website when that happens. Placeholder image. All right, so if you look at image 1744, let's just open the media tab. This is image 1774, I believe it's called. And here's what you can do. You can select a default image. All right, so I'm just going to use this one. All right, and you copy URL to clipboard. And once you copy the URL to clipboard, you go back to your WooCommerce settings and you're going to place this as the link. And that image right here, this one that we just clicked on, I believe it's this. This image is going to be the default image for a product that doesn't have a picture selected. All right, so let's just keep on keeping on, I suppose. Weight unit and dimensions unit, that's up for you to decide. There are many different units that you can use, up to you to decide. I love to enable product reviews because reviews help you to sell more, because everyone goes to your website, they see your product, they're like, oh, it actually works, it's actually pretty good. And reviews can only be left by verified owners. I try to do that to limit on spam, and also to ensure that whenever someone leaves a review, it adds confidence because it's going to say verified user or verified owner. And that, that adds credibility, it's actually an official, real review from a real person, hopefully. And we can enable star rating on reviews, and star rating should be required, not optional. So you can toggle on and off those options as you'd like. They're pretty self-explanatory. Let's just go ahead and save changes. I think I'm going to leave this as is. Inventory under products. I like to enable stock management, and that's basically saying that whenever someone makes a purchase, deduct the amount that they've purchased from the amount of inventory that you have. So if they purchased one basketball, for example, and you have a stock of 100, ensure that one is removed from the stock. So whenever you're sold out, then the inventory that you have physically represent what's on the website. So every sale from the website should also update with the inventory that's there. Stock hold. Here's the thing. So I've had like 6,000 minutes or so on for this actual value. And the reason why I changed it to that is because we're doing an auction website. And whenever someone made the purchase on the website, they were going to pay via card, or immediately they're going to have to make the purchase, go to the location, and then pay for the item physically. And then they would get their item. It was like an auction, but because they didn't want to do an actual auction website, just a sale, but they were selling staff equipment. For this, what you want to do is you want to have it stay pretty low, I would think, because let's assume that enable stock management is active and you only have one item remaining. I add it to my cart and I let it stay in my cart for 5 days. You don't want it to be such a situation where I've checked out, I haven't paid, or I've canceled the order after 3 days, and because of that, the item isn't sold. When in that 3-day span, when I checked out, but I didn't pay, or I didn't confirm, or before I canceled the order, someone left. You don't want that to happen. So let it be like that. Enable low stock notification. It's explanatory, as well as out of stock notification. This is where you send our emails. You can add another email by adding a comma and saying another email at email.com. Low stock threshold, you can change that to 5 if you like. Out of stock threshold is 0. You can change it to 3. It's all up to you. Hide out of stock items from the catalog. I actually don't like to do that. I like to allow back ordering, meaning that if I'm out of stock, then you can see that I don't have any more product remaining, but you can still order. And once we have refilled our inventory, we'll ship out to you. And that's good for, keeping sales going and increasing customer satisfaction, because even though you don't have it, customers can still purchase. It might be a while before they get it, but that can be done. If you have problems sourcing inventory, do not activate this. Activate it if you have problems sourcing inventory, because you might not be able to get the stock again. So I'm going to go ahead and save changes. All right. Downloadable products. We're not going to do too much for this. That's something that we'd have to look at with easy digital downloads, but it can work. I'm just going to leave everything as is. I haven't done much work with downloading products, words, right? Downloadable products with WooCommerce, but it's actually pretty cool. So I'm going to say downloads require login, and we're not going to open download files in the browser instead of saving them to the device. All right, I'm going to save that, force downloads, and so on. Approved download directories. I'm not going to change anything here, but we're going to leave it as is. There is something that I want you guys to take a note of. So you see right here, it says here for force downloads, if you're using X-Axel redirect download method along with Nginx server, make sure you have applied the settings as described here. Reach out, like copy this message, all right, copy, and send it to your website host just to ensure that you're on a safe side if you're going to be using digital downloads for your website. And depending on what they instruct, you can go ahead and change this option right here. But I'm not going to be, obviously not dialing with it because that's going to differ for everyone. But at least I've explained how it works. Like I said, we're going to leave the approved download directories. Let's take a look at advanced. Enable table usage. I'm not going to bother with these because here's how it's work. It's going to be like how you search through your inventory to find items. That's all it is. So you have a search feature, which we're going to show you a really cool plugin that you can use for that. And I don't want to get too much into that. We have a really big topic here in terms of tax. Here's what I was mentioning. You can have the price inclusive or exclusive of tax. And the thing is that when you add tax calculation, it's just going to add a new line that says this is how much you're paying for tax. So that is up to you. I like to add tax checkout, add tax calculation so I know how much taxes the customers are paying. And I said that I would like to enter prices inclusive of tax. For one of my customers, though, prices are not inclusive of tax, but it depends. So if your prices have taxes in them, use this. If prices don't include tax and you want the computer to figure out the taxes afterward, or the website to figure out the taxes afterward, go ahead and select this. So I'm going to keep it as yes, inclusive of tax, just to keep things interesting. Calculate taxes based on the customer shipping address, which is right, or you can put it at a shop base address. And this, like I said, you're going to have to talk to an accountant. I know you have different types of taxes. In my country is GCT, general consumption tax, but some European countries add VAT, value added tax, and so on. So that option is going to depend mainly on you. I'm going to leave it at customer shipping address. Shipping tax class. All right, here's the thing. We're going to have to look at shipping real shortly, but I'm going to leave it as is. All right, but we're going to explain shipping shortly. I don't want to start explaining shipping, stop partway, continue with tax, and then go back. That's going to be confusing. So we're going to get to shipping. Round tax at subtotal level instead of rounding per line. There we go. I'm actually going to leave it as is because if we round per line, it's going to save you. All right. Reduced rate, zero rate. I guess you could add, I don't know. I'm not worried about tax classes. That again, that's for your accountant or your tax lawyer to figure out. Display prices in the shop, including tax or excluding tax. That's all for you to decide. I'm going to say including tax and cart including tax. If it says excluding tax, it says yes. So go ahead and use the recommended settings. And that's just because of what I selected here. Price display suffix, going to leave it as is because we already have the $sign going to be shown. And display tax total itemized. Save changes. Here's the thing now, standard rates. What are in my country, I'm just going to add it right now. I'm going to insert row, everything. And the tax rate is 15%. All right, here we go. Tax, I'm going to call this GCT because that is what they pay, general consumption tax. All right, every time you purchase something, you pay 15% on it. It was 17.5% a few years ago, guys. So we're we're not at the worst that we've been. Reduced rates. So what I'm thinking reduced rates is different countries have different tax rates. So I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. All right. And zero rate rates. So there are some things that aren't taxed. For example, in my country, flour and rice and sugar isn't taxed because I say those are basic food items or bread. So if you're so poor you can't afford bread, then you're having a tough time, right? That's it for taxes. I know reduced rates and zero rate rates hasn't been spent much time on, but that's basically how it works. Shipping is an important part because here's how shipping is going to work now. We're going to need to add shipping zone. And we're going to need to add shipping classes. So we're going to start by adding a shipping zone. A shipping zone is a geographic region, certain sets of shipping methods and rates apply. Local zone is California. That's local pickup. That's if your store is in California. US domestic is all US states. So your store is in California, but you ship locally. And Europe zone is where you ship to Europe, and that's flat rate. And you can have variable rate and etc. etc. So we're going to add shipping zones. It's going to call this local delivery because we should local delivery. And I'm going to leave it. So here's what's going to be interesting, right? So we're going to assume that we're in Florida. Let's look for Florida. All right. So let's assume that our store is in Florida. That means that for every store or every purchase that is shipped to Florida, they can have local delivery. And now this is where we're going to have to add a shipping method, because whenever the software or WooCommerce finds that you've selected a zone, a shipping zone that you're in, there needs to be different rates that apply. All right. So we're going to add a shipping method, and we're going to have flat rate, and we can't add them everything at a time, right? We can't do that. But let's say the store is in Florida, we can have local pickup for Florida, right? So we're going to continue, and local pickup is obviously $0, and you can tax $0 or not. They're going to be the same. But here's the thing. Let's say that you want us to deliver it to you while you're in Florida. That means it's going to be flat rate. Let's say it's flat rate, all right? So we're going to say flat rate. Matter of fact, I don't want to use flat rate. I want to use free shipping, just for an example. And we're going to say you can pick up for free or we ship for free in Florida. But no, we're not going to get complicated just yet, one at a time. So we're going to create and save. So if you're in Florida, then this is what's going to happen. You can get local pickup or you can do free shipping. Both of them are free. Let me just ensure that the price is free and the price here is $0. All right, good. Let's do another shipping zone. All right. And we're going to add this zone. We're going to call it US local delivery. And we're going to just go to North America. We are going to go to United States. We're going to add all the states. All right. So that's all the states in America. And we're going to add a shipping method. It's going to be flat rate. Come on, flat rate. And we're going to say the flat rate is, let's say, $10. No, that's $100. It's not going to, it doesn't need that, right? And we're going to say it's taxable flat rate, create and save. And we're also going to say that you can come and pick up if you're in America. So you can come to our store and pick up if you'd like, and that's free. And here's the thing. You could also add free shipping if you'd like, but I'm not going to do that. Matter of fact, let's add free shipping. And here's how we're going to do free shipping. We're going to say it's free if you have a minimum order amount of $100. All right. And apply it before coupon discount. So you can't order. So let's say that you have a 10% discount because it's the first time. So whenever you purchase for the first time and get 10% off, we can show you to make that coupon. We're not going to set it so that your order is valid for free shipping after the discount, because then that doesn't work, right? Not because shipping is free. And this is important. Not because shipping is free to your customer means it's free to you. Sometimes you have to pay, but based on your prices and everything, you might say, all right, I can take this cost on to make it more acceptable or feasible for the customer. So that depends. You have to understand your numbers, right? Get your accountant again and have them go over with you so you can understand what you can and can't afford. So here's what's going to get interesting now. When you go back to your shipping zones, we have 2 shipping zones, all right? We have local delivery, that is for when you're in Florida. You can do local pickup and free shipping. We have US local delivery, that's flat rate, local pickup and free shipping. And you can add another zone for international, and that would have to be flat rate. And here's how it's going to work. So wherever I put my shipping address, not my billing address, because I can use my billing address for my shipping address, but I can change it. So ideally, wherever my shipping address is, or if my billing and shipping address is the same, where my billing address is, that's where this rate is going to be calculated. If I'm outside of these zones, then it's going to use this rest of the world. And for this, we're going to do flat rate of $100. All right, so wherever else in the world you are besides America, it's going to be flat rate $100, and we're going to create and save. And that's how the shipping zones and classes work. Shipping zones work. Here's the thing though. Let's look at our shipping settings. Enable shipping calculator on the cart page and hide shipping costs until an address is entered. All right. We also want to default to customer billing address, but they can change to a different shipping address, or we can default to shipping address. But if we default to shipping address, they're going to have to enter that as well. So I'll leave this as is, and we're going to save. Let's take a look at our shipping classes. Under our shipping classes, we're going to have, so here's an example. If you have a chair, so I'm in a gaming chair at the moment. Fun story. This chair was like $120, I think. Not very expensive, but that works out to about 17 or 18,000 Jamaican dollars. You know how much I paid for shipping this chair? Over 20,000 Jamaican dollars. Why is that? Because the chair is heavy. All right, so that's a different shipping class. However, if I were to buy this pen, it's very light. So even if the pen costs $120, then I'm not going to need to pay, well, it's about $140. The 22,000 came to, or $150. I'm not going to need to pay that much for shipping, right? Why is that? Simple. It's not as heavy. So different shipping classes. So here's what I like to do. I like this example, heavy stuff, and I like to use this description, these stuff, heavy man. Let's throw in some Jamaican Creole, all right? And here's what's gonna happen now. So we haven't made products yet, but here's how it would work. When you're creating your product, and you're gonna see this later, you can add different shipping classes. So I'm gonna add another shipping class, just, for example, easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, so we have light items and we have heavy items. When we're creating our products later, you're going to see it. And that's it for shipping and taxes. Payments gets interesting, all right, but we're not going to get too excited. We have 3 payment methods here: direct bank transfer. This is where they check out online, and then they can wire the money to you, the payment to your bank account, and then they can send you a receipt and say, hey, I actually deposited the money, and it confirms payment. That works for countries and for businesses that don't have a payment processor that can use the website. It also works if you're testing the website just to ensure that the e-commerce function is working in terms of catalog, inventory, listing products, etc., and the checkout overall. So that's good. You can also use check payments, and it's really simple, They write you a check and they send it to you. Not very safe, but it's an option because checks bounce. And then there's cash on delivery. Here's the thing about cash on delivery, though, guys. So cash on delivery can be scary because you're basically saying that you can pay me whenever I deliver the item to you. What if you get held up at gunpoint or something? But what if you're a local store and you don't have Stripe or PayPal, or you just want to get started and then you can add the software in the checkout? Well, here's the thing. You can use this and customers pay, or they can come pick up from store. Remember, we spoke about shipping and so on. They can pick up at store and then they pay when they pick up. So those are options. And like I said, these options help you in debugging your website, or well, not debugging, but just testing that your checkout is working. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at payment gateways. Now, payment gateways we're going to be looking at is PayPal and Stripe. I'm in Jamaica. Neither of these payment gateways work, but the workaround is that you can set up a Payoneer account and connect it to PayPal. That's the workaround, but we're not going to look at that right now. To add those payment gateways, we're just going to go to plugins, add new plugin, and we're going to type Stripe Payment Gateway by WooCommerce. We're going to install and activate. Let's take a look at PayPal. We're going to install this again from WooCommerce and activate. No, that's done. That's a lot of that's. WooCommerce settings. We're going to go to payments, and we can activate PayPal. Oh, we're going to have to finish setup first. All right. So just go ahead and finish setup, and I'll tell you what to do. You're going to securely accept. All right. And you're going to activate PayPal. Once you activate PayPal, it's going to log you into your PayPal account. All right. So here it is. You're going to enter your login information. And once you log in, it's going to connect your account. If you don't have a PayPal account, just go to business.paypal.com. It's available for every country. It just doesn't integrate well with banks from every country. So the last time I checked, I can't integrate PayPal directly with my Jamaican bank account, like I was saying. So I do have to use a third party, which is Payoneer, and connect both and so on, but not for this tutorial. Just saying that you log in and it's going to be okay. All right. So that is that. The next thing that we're going to do, so after that's done, you just go ahead and activate right here. But I can't activate because I haven't finished setup. With Stripe, it's something similar. Stripe is even easier. With Stripe, you literally just click create or connect an account. You log into your account and it takes everything there, or it takes everything from there. And then once that's done, you go ahead and activate both of these. Accounts and privacy. I like to allow customers to place orders without an account because that increases conversions. If they have to log in, you have to create an account just to place an order. That's something that will deter would-be shoppers at times. You can allow them to create an account during checkout and create an account on the My Account page. I'm not going to remove personal data from orders on request. You can do that, but I'm not going to do it because I need to have that for tax purposes at time. Remove access to downloads on request, sure. And allow personal data to be removed from bulk orders. Yeah, sure, why the hell not? And yeah, privacy policy, check out privacy policy. You're going to have those in your privacy policy, but you can put a message right here. Remember, in our pages, we do have a privacy policy page. It's right here. You can create a custom privacy policy page and so on. I'm not going to change anything here. In my actual e-commerce store, let me show you my actual e-commerce store, guys. So this is my actual e-commerce store. And this actually works. You can go to the shop, you can check out and stuff like that. It's due for a redesign. All right. So on my actual e-commerce store, we do set up these because, it's more important because we have a live website. And I like to leave 180 days just for you guys to know what we're working with, which is about 6 months. All right. For most of these. And Stripe Beta perhaps for 3 years actually. But, again, at your discretion, I'm just going to leave them as is. And I'm going to save changes. So these are going to be changed, but I'm not going to change too much. We're not going to bother the email option too much when we get to the section of the tutorial where we look at different plugins to use with WooCommerce. That's when we're going to focus too much on the emails because we're going to use an email to use a plugin to, design the emails. We're not going to set it up, but we're going to export a plugin. But you can just click manage and change the message. You can't change the design though, but you can go ahead and change the message. Once we add that plugin a little bit later, then we can learn that. Let's go to integration. In the meantime, while I'm here, let me just close that. I'm not going to change anything here. All right. And let's take a look at advanced. Oh yeah, and maximize this for geolocation. Like I said, you would have to set up some stuff. We're not going to bother with that. So just go ahead and close here. A cart page, you can change to a custom page. Just enter contact. All right. So you can customize your own cart page. Like I said, checkout page is same, my account page, terms and conditions. I don't have one just yet, but I'm just going to use privacy, for example. If we had our terms, let's just use this. All right. So that's for your terms and conditions. Actually make a terms and conditions guys, and so on and so forth. Let's just go ahead and save our changes since we made a few changes. The final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and the setup is here. Let's go ahead and set up my store. Most of the things that we've needed to be done, the harder part is done. This is just a simple walkthrough. So select the appropriate one. I'm just going to say I'm already selling. And yes, I'm selling online. Let's say no, I'm not selling that. No, I'm just starting my business. And you can change the title. You can select your industry. And this is where I currently am, which is pretty cool. You can enter your email address and so on. Opt to receive discounts, etc. You're going to continue. I don't want Jetpack. I don't want MailPoet, but MailPoet is pretty good. I'm not going to use Pinterest, but Google listings and ads, that's good. Let's continue. And yeah, so if you're going to be selling clothes and so on, then Pinterest might be an option that you want to look into. And if you're not going to be using MailChimp, then you can go ahead and use MailPoet. But for this tutorial, we're going to use MailChimp. So you can add products. We're going to do that next. But just before that, just ensure everything is all right. Not going to change our theme. We pretty much like our theme as is. And we're not going to worry about getting more sales. But let's see if they offer anything of help. We're going to have Google listings and ads. And I explained this already. We're going to add MailChimp towards the end of the tutorial. And ClearView is also pretty good. The thing I want you guys to notice is once we go to the visit site, something interesting, we don't have our e-commerce pages. So just go to customer menus, or we can go to dashboard. And then on the dashboard, we go to appearance and menus. We're going to add our e-commerce pages. So we're going to add account, checkout, cart, and shop. We're going to add to menu. We are going to make the shop page just before the about us page. We are going to add my account right before contact. And under my account, we're going to add checkout and we're going to add cart, save changes. And let's just visit site once more. Now we have our shop page. Now we don't have any products listed, perfectly fine. Let's go back to our dashboard. We're going to be making some products. Right here, I am going to grab pictures, all right, of this dad hat. Like I said, this website is due for a redesign, so you can see the design is a little bit broken because the theme needs changing and so on, but we're going to get there in a future tutorial. We're just going to redesign this entire thing, make it beautiful again. But for now, we just need some pictures. So save image. All right, so we have a few images. Let's go back to the dashboard, and we don't need the media library anymore. I'm going to close that. Products, we don't have any products currently listed. All right, guys, we don't have any products. We don't have any categories. So let's talk about categories and tags before we start making products. Categories are hierarchical, meaning that, let's use, for example, what do I have around me that can be used? I have a mouse, actually. I have a mouse. All right. So you guys are seeing this mouse. Yeah. Really cool mouse. I like it. So a category for a mouse, all right, could be wireless. So as you can see, it's wireless and Bluetooth. This is also a gaming mouse. But because categories are hierarchical, you're going to have different categories of mouses. So wireless mouse could be one, gaming mouse could be one, cord mouse, wired mouse, I don't know what they're called. Wired mouse could be one, office mouse could be one. They're hierarchical. There are different types of them, and they're all different types of mouses, all right? But here's the difference with the tag. If we have this, all right, looking at this is actual mouse, and for the tags, we could use black because black describes the mouse. However, black could also describe, I have something else. You guys not going to believe this. So black also describes my current keyboard. Keyboard, all right? So the mouse is black, the keyboard is black. And let us assume that somewhere over there, I have a white keyboard. We also have this, like you see, is a Bluetooth keyboard. But somewhere over here, actually, I have a wired keyboard. So the tag would be characteristics that span different types of things. So we have the black mouse, we have the black keyboard, we have the Bluetooth mouse and the Bluetooth keyboard. So Bluetooth could be a tag, black could be a tag. They're all from the company Red Dragon. So Red Dragon could be a tag because they sell both mouses and keyboard, but you're not going to have mouse being a subcategory of keyboard or keyboard being a subcategory of mouse. So that's the difference between categories and tags. In layman's term, the categories are going to be hierarchical, meaning you can rank them, categories, subcategories, etc. Meanwhile, tags are descriptions that span across the entire catalog of products that you have. So let me get back the mouse in my right hand. We're going to just, I'm going to use the same things that we have here because I'm making hats. So I'm just going to use hats as one category. And the slug is going to be that. The parent category is nothing. Actually, I'm going to make headwear because you can have different types of headwear. All right. That's a headwear. No, I'm going to change the default image. So I just upload all those images that we just added. While we're at it, I'm going to have to get some other stuff. So let's just grab some beanies, some beanie pictures, just so we can make this bro. Yeah, I did like these designs. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add these images as well. So headgear, do that. And remember, you always have to do image SEO, guys. So I click on this image SEO. We're not going to teach image SEO in this tutorial because we do them in all our website tutorials. Please subscribe and you can watch those. But image SEO is always important. Going to add new category. Under our categories, we're going to have two. We're going to have beanies. And you can just copy to get a slug. It's really very easy that way. And the pairing category is a headwear. We are going to select an image for a beanie. Do that right there. We're going to add that category. And we're going to add one called that hats. All right, and you can just go ahead and do that. It will fix itself. And the parent category is headwear. We're going to change the image. And by the way, notice that this is our default image. We actually changed that and it's working. All right, so we're going to change the image, however, to that hat. All right, and let's just go ahead and do that. Now we're going to do some tags. All right, the tags that we're going to have are going to be blue. So that's going to describe the color. So that's the color we have, blue. I'm going to have red. Let's say that we have that hat. So we're going to say the material is leather and paste and new tag. And let's get one. So we're going to use let's use plus size. All right, so I don't know if you have plus size hats. Some of us have really big heads, wink, wink, me. So we're going to use plus size, all right? So we can have plus size hats. We can have plus size beanie, plus size dad hats, plus size jackets, shirts, etc. And we can have red hats, red beanies, red jackets. So, that's how the tags work, etc., etc. So we have our categories and our tags set up. Let's now go ahead and add a product. We're going to have 4 different product types. Let me just show you them simply. Quickly, we have a simple product, a grouped product, external and affiliate, and variable product. You can also have virtual or downloadable. You can use your chapters below to just explain each. So we're just going to use a simple product first. Simple hat. All right. And I'm going to go to lorem ipsum to get some dummy text. So this is the long description. All right. And this is the short description. All right. Here's where things get interesting. So this is a simple hat. All right, perfect. It's a simple product. We're going to segue just a bit to look at the virtual and the downloadable aspect of this hat. All right, so we can have a virtual product and downloadable, meaning that whenever someone buys this item, it's going to be a downloadable item. For example, an ebook, a video file, audio file, etc., PDF, for example. The way that you would do that is you would go to add file, choose file, and let's just use that one for now. Now let's use something more beautiful. Let's use that. And what this is going to do, you're going to call it Navy Hat JPEG. All right. So let's just say we're selling a picture of a hat. All right. And whenever you add this and you publish, it's going to mean that whenever someone purchases this item for the price that you're going to list, they're going to be able to download it. So it's not something that's going to be shipped to them. It's going to be downloadable. And remember that we already selected the options for downloadable items, like if you can download more than once, etc., etc. So we're not going to worry about that. So that's it for virtual and downloadable items. Remember, you can also sell tickets and so on, but there are plugins that make that easier that works with WooCommerce. All right. So simple product, a simple hat. We're going to have the price, let's say $99. Let's say $9. Unlock $9. All right. And the sale price is going to be $7.50. So let's put for $7.50 for the sale price. You can schedule your sale from start date to end date, and that's really very cool. All right. So we're going to keep the sale price. We're not going to schedule it. Tax status, it is taxable. The tax class, reduced rate, 0 rate. So 0 rate is that this is not a taxable item. Like I said, for in my country, you would have rice flour, those aren't taxable. And let's say reduced rate, something is taxed at 10%, not 15%. That's where we would use reduced rate, but the standard rate is 15%. Sounds good. Inventory, we can add the SKU, and that's up to you based on your stocking and so on. we're going to track the stock quantity, and we're going to say that we have 100 hats in stock. And we're going to allow back orders, but notify customer. And how this works is that whenever the item is out of stock, it's still going to be on our store. You can still purchase, but it's going to say out of stock, back order available, or a message of the sort. All right. So we're going to allow back orders, but we're going to ensure the customer knows what's happening. The low stock threshold is 10 because they sell very fast. So whenever we have 10 left, we do need to restock. All right. Limit purchases to 1 item per order. You can do that if you like. I'm not going to do that for this item. Let's take a look at our shipping. You can add your weight and your dimensions. All right. Remember the shipping class, heavy stuff, light stuff. Hat, not very heavy. So we're going to say it's light. All right. That's good. Linked products. So we have what's called a upsell and a cross sell. Very simple. You go to Burger King and you buy small burger. I'm vegan, guys, so I have no idea what's happening at Burger King, but bear with my example. Yeah, let's say you go to Starbucks. You go to Starbucks and you buy one of the small teas. I don't go to Starbucks either. I need to get out anyway. So Starbucks is you order a small coffee. The upsell would be you can get a bigger coffee. You can get the medium size or the large size. All right. And the cross sell would be what goes good with coffee. Oh, bagel. All right. So maybe you want to have a bagel with that. Upsells and cross sells help you to increase revenues because you're selling more per order. And an upsell, like I said, is to a bigger or more expensive option, and a cross sell is to add a complementary option. So let's say that we added another product. You would just type the name of the product here for the upsell and for the cross sell, and that would be working. But we don't have any other products, so it's not going to work right now. Attributes. I am going to add an attribute here. So I'm just going to say color, and you're going to see this work with the advanced products later. So I'm going to say red pipe. So the pipe is above the enter key on the Windows keyboard. All right. Red, navy, and white. All right. We're going to save these attributes. All right. The color. Let's go to advanced. Not much. You can add a purchase note. Not going to get too much here, and the same with the options. Leave that as is. The short description is the one that goes right here, and this long description is the one that goes down here. All right. So we're going to see that in our store very soon. So this is a hat. The category is a hat. We're going to add a product image right here. So the image that we're going to use is, let's say, just use the white one, for example. Now I'm going to use a different one. Let's use this one, something that has a background. And let's just add 2 products. So just hold Control and click on the images that you want to add. All right. And add to gallery. The product tags. So we do have hats. Was that the tag? No, I don't remember the tags that we had. I know we had white and red. So I think we had white and red and hats. All right. Well, hats is a category. But let's say we have leather. All right. And we're not going to worry about this right now because that's not part of the tutorial. And we're going to publish. Let's go ahead and view our product. All right. This is our simple product. It's a simple hat. It was $9. It's for $7.50 now. And we can buy 10 of them, add to cart, and so on. Long description, 2 of them. Short description, 1 of them. And the space. All right. Can be back ordered. All right. These are the tags. You have leather, white, red. We could also add green. And that's it for a simple product. All right. So let's close right here. We're going to add a new product. Matter of fact, yeah, let's just do that. We're going to use a grouped product this time. No, I don't want to use a grouped product. I'm going to use an external and affiliate product first because we're going to need other products to create a grouped product. All right. So external and affiliate product, we're going to create one from the website. We're just going to use a jacket. So not much happening in jackets. Yeah, let's use the Jesus as the answer. I did like this design. My brother designed this for me. All right, so here's how it's going to work. We're going to take the title from the website that the product is listed at. and we're going to add the name, short description. We don't have a short description, all right? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this for our short description. For a long description, I'm going to copy the entire lorem ipsum, and I'm going to use 3 of them, all right? The product URL. So that's going to be your affiliate URL. And these are products on another website for which you're an affiliate. And whenever someone purchases this product, you get a commission. So that's going to be the affiliate URL. We're going to leave the text as buy affiliate product, just so you can see the distinction. But you don't have to do that. You can just leave it as default. But we're going to leave it as buy affiliate product for the example. The regular price is $75, I believe. So $77. $77. We're not going to add sale. We're going to leave these because we already explained tax status and class. Inventory, we don't have much to do, just the SKU. We can link to products, so we're just going to add a simple hat. Add a simple hat. The attributes, not going to bother with that because we already do that for the simple product. I'm not going to do anything for advanced or get more options, all right? Here's what we're going to have to do now. We're going to add a new category. And we're not going to name it affiliate. We're just going to call it jackets. All right. Category added. The tag. So we're going to have white yet again. We're going to have leather. That's not leather. That's liter. I want it to be spelled properly so you can see it work. All right. And there we go. We're going to have to get some images. So just go ahead and save. We're going to upload the images that we just saved. Remember, always do image SEO. So we're going to add that for the image, and we're going to add the gallery. All right. And that's it for our affiliate product. So let's just go ahead and publish this because I want to show you what's going to happen. All right. So we're publishing this product. Let's go ahead and view the product. It says here buy affiliate product. All right, and that's pretty cool. But here's the thing now. Let's click on this link, and you're going to notice it leads us back to the website. All right, so we can go back, and it's going to take us back to our website. And yes, so that's how affiliate products work. Not products that you own. You're affiliate for the company. You list them on your website. The link takes them to that website, and so on and so forth. All right, I'm going to go to all products, and notice we have 2 products. So now we can do a grouped product. So let's go ahead and add new. We're going to do a grouped product. We're going to just call this one a grouped product. We're going to just grab lorem ipsum as per usual, and short description. Let's just copy this for our short description and paste. So that's that. Here's the thing now. We need to add the products for a grouped product. All right, so we're just going to add the hat. I have the hat. I'm going to add the jacket. All right. So we have the hat and we have the jacket. We can add another product for the upsell. All right. So there's that. We're not going to bother with attributes and so on. Let's now add this for grouped products. All right. Add a category. And now we're going to say leather because these are leather. So there's a tag, and we're just going to add that. Now, you can also say from most used tag. So white is there. So let's do that. We're going to add a product image. All right. So I'm going to use the back view, and let's just add the gallery. And I believe it was a hat that we're doing. All right. So there we go. And we're going to publish. All right. Whenever you do this, whenever someone buys the grouped product, they're going to be buying both products that are listed in the group. And you can list more than one product, all right? So whenever you buy this, you're going to have both of them. The only problem is that we have the affiliate product here. So if we actually had simple hat tool instead of affiliate product, it would work without having this issue, and that would be perfectly fine. But that's it for grouped products. So we're going to just close this again because we're not staying, and we're going to add new. Matter of fact, the last one that we have is the variable product, or advanced product as I call it. It's going to go back to all products because I want to show you something, all right? We're going to duplicate simple hat, all right? And that's going to create our variable product for us. And this is going to be variable hat. And that's not spelled properly. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste. And OK. All right. All right. Then now we're going to change to a variable product. But I want you guys to remember we added the attributes, all right? We added the color attributes, red, navy, and white. So when we switch to a variable product, let's just go back to general so you understand. Switch to a variable product. Here what's happened. Start by adding attributes. Got it. We already have our attributes. We're going to use our attributes for variation. So we don't have to use them, but we are going to use them. And we're going to make them visible. So when we save attributes and use them for variations, here's what's going to happen. For all the attributes that we add, so let's just generate the variations real quickly. For all the attributes that we added right here in the color, we can also have size, etc. So let me just show you how that works. We have a top. I think we could do it for one of the t-shirts. We should be able to change the color and the size. All right. There we go. So we can change the color. All right, it's going to change here, and we can change the size, and the price is going to change. All right. So that's what would happen if we had the variation for the color and the size. So here we are, color. We could add another variation, add new, and be like size. All right. And that would work perfectly fine. That would just be how it works. So we can do it like that. Once we get to variations, here's the thing. We're going to see this. So I just change this. Let's assume that this green is actually red and go ahead with that. We can set a price. So we can say this is actually $8 for this color. All right. And we don't have a sale price, etc. And we can do all these nice things that we've been doing. Add a description. And this is where you will select the custom color for the red. All right. And it's the same thing for navy. We have navy. All right. Let's say the navy is more pricey because it's more popular. So let's just go with $10. All right. And then from there, you can do the same again. And with white, it's the same. Regular price for white, which is $9. $9. No, not 99, but actually 9. And so on. And we save these changes. Now, we have all of these already because we just duplicated the simple product, right? But if you're creating from scratch, you're going to have to fill out everything. And we're going to add new category for this one, variable hat. And we're going to make the parent category dad hats, all right? It's not going to be a dad. It's not going to be a dad hat. It's going to be a variable hat. I'm going to add this category. And that's how categories work. So this could never be under beanies because it's a hat, not a beanie, but both beanies and hats are headwear. Yet again, categories and tags. The tags remain the same. And we have the pictures and we're going to publish. All right. When we've published, let's take a look at our variable product view. This is our variable product. All right. We can select white. Remember that we use the green for the red because, we didn't have actual red, but we know it was an example. And you can use navy and then it's white. And notice the prices change as well. All right, guys, the prices change and so on and so forth. Beautiful, correct? Beautiful. And that's it for creating products. Now, we mentioned that we're going to take a look at some useful plugins to have for WooCommerce. So let's go ahead and go to plugins and let's go to add new plugin. We're going to show you how to configure and use these plugins in the future. All right. The first one that I like to add is cart flows. And it's actually the abandoned cart version of cart flows. This one. And this is going to say whenever someone goes to the checkout page, if they don't actually complete checkout, grab their email address and allow us to contact them, remind them about their order. And this is good for cart abandonment. Like billions of dollars are lost every year due to cart abandonment. So this helps with that. Absolutely useful. You can get the full thing by downloading this. All right. Store, Woo Store Vacation. All right. That's another one that's really good. I've used this with my client whenever we're not selling anymore. All right. We want to do some email marketing. So I just go to MailChimp. We're going to use MailChimp for WooCommerce. That way, whenever someone is checking out, it automatically allows us to add them to our email list. So that's good. We need to add pop-up notifications. So the one that I'm going to use is, I don't remember the name, but I know what it looks like. So I'll just type in FOMO and notification X. So whenever someone makes a purchase from our store, it's going to bring up a notification on our website and say, hey, this person bought 3 minutes ago. I can show you an example of this. So we go right here. Here's an example. So recently signed up. All right, so this is an example of how this would work. So it would bring a similar message like this to your website, and it works for social proof because if people are buying, so because we see this, it makes us want to get in as well because we know that people are purchasing. The next one is we want to use a chat. I'm just going to use HubSpot for my live chat. But you can use, so you don't have to use HubSpot. I'm going to install HubSpot because, I do like using HubSpot. It gets the job done for me. But you can use Tidio and you can use a few other options. So Tidio is one I've used before. I know Talk is really good. And I'm thinking this is one that's on the way up, all right? So you can go ahead and use those. Another plugin, I mentioned email design. So Cadence, email. Let me just leave it at that. Should bring it up. Cadence WooCommerce Email Designer. This is going to allow you to design your emails so they don't look as the boring ones look. Let me just show you what it's going to look like. Screenshots. So you can change the way that your emails are going to look. So it can be your logo and colors and so on. All right. It's really very handy. I've used this with my clients to much success. It adds a very personal touch to your website. All right. Did I mention anything else that I haven't added just yet? Checkout field editor works well. I use this on my website because then you don't have to ask for every single thing that is required. So you don't have to ask for name, address, phone number. You can just ask for name and email, for example, if it's a virtual product. So there's that. You can also get SEO. I'm not going to look at the actual SEO and stuff. I'm just looking for strictly e-commerce. A good thing to do would be to check out this actual website because I have some very useful plugins on this website that that has helped, really. All right. So yeah, that's good. I don't think I missed anything, but just in case, let me just search for WooCommerce and see what else is there. Oh, this should be really good. Additional variation images, I've not used it. I like to use this when I'm adding a lot of products to WooCommerce, but it's going to require a separate tutorial by itself. That's called import products from any XML or CSV to WooCommerce. That's pretty good. And yeah, I think we're just going to finish the tutorial for here. We don't want to get too complicated for this tutorial, but it's been good. In future tutorials, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to configure these plugins. All right, these plugins that we added. We're also going to learn how to customize our shop page and so on. And we're going to continue learning how to build websites, e-commerce and non-e-commerce. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and hit subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. Take care.